Are you serious? Ahmadinejad, are you serious? The president of Iran. In my hand, I have the full transcript of Ahmadinejad's speech to the United Nations, the 66th session, by the way. I said 66th session of the United Nations, which is becoming a joke. It's literally becoming a propagandist platform for radical Islamic jihadists, the evil within their souls. But Ahmadinejad basically, and I went through, I've highlighted some key points. He really throws America under the bus. No wonder the American delegation and the French and the British and several nations got up and walked out in the middle of a speech, because it became so ludicrous, so farce. Such an onslaught of allegations and lies that they just couldn't sit there, okay? And I was going to go through it and just expose him, but it would just, I mean, basically, the guy doesn't believe the Holocaust happened. He says that in the speech. He doesn't believe it. This is the same man, from his lips, 7 times has said that Israel needs to be annihilated, that Jerusalem needs to be wiped off the face of the map to usher in the 12th Imam, the Mahdi. Now remember that he said that. He has said that 7 times. It's on video. Anyway, he blames all world hunger, all economic struggles, all injustices, all slavery, all famine-stricken areas of the world upon the United States of America. He does not ever thank America for building the bridges, the infrastructures, the power plants, digging the wells, feeding the hungry, clothing those that are naked, vaccinations to kill off diseases. He does not thank America for its contribution to every worn, torn, riddled nation. Everywhere there's been a flood of devastation, earthquakes, famines, hurricanes, cyclones. Where there's a disaster, America stands there ready to help. He doesn't say a thing about that. Instead, he blames all of those things upon the United States. He's upset about the missiles. He asked the question, can the flower of democracy blossom from NATO's missiles, bombs, and guns? Ladies and gentlemen, if some European countries still use the Holocaust after 6 decades as the excuse to pay fine or ransom to the Zionists, should it not be an obligation upon the slave masters or colonial powers to pay reparations to the affected nations? He also wants to know why. What's the justification, he says, for the presence of hundreds of U.S. military and intelligence bases in different parts of the world? The 268 bases in Germany, the 124 in Japan, the 87 in South Korea, the 83 in Italy, the 45 in the United Kingdom, the 21 in Portugal. Does this mean anything other than military occupation? Don't the bombs deployed in the said bases undermine the security of other nations? No! It's the exact opposite, Ahmadinejad. It's this military presence keeps the peace. Europe was gone under the axis of evil of Adolf Hitler and Mussolini. Europe was gone without the Allied forces and the leadership of the great generals like Eisenhower and General Patton, who stormed through the deepest darkness of death's door to break free and liberate the oppressed, to set an entire continent free, and to remain there to make sure this never can happen again. Is why those very nations you just named are experiencing the greatest freedom in the world. Not like Yemen, Bahrain. Ask yourself, he never once mentioned in the speech the uprisings in the Middle East and why they're uprising, why the people are screaming for new leadership. He never talked about 18 months ago when the elections there in Iran, when he literally ordered the execution and the shooting from the snipers of the very people that were protesting against him in the election. He doesn't explain why they're rioting right now in Yemen, why they overthrew Tunisia, why they ousted the leader of Ivory Coast, why Jose Mubarak fell in Egypt, Why Muammar Gaddafi's hiding deep, deep, deep in a bunker somewhere in Tripoli, Libya. He doesn't answer the call to why the radical Islamic groups who hate Israel, hate America, hate freedom, can't control their own populations in Bahrain, in Algeria, in Oman, in Yemen. What? I'm going to finish by reading this. And he goes on, says some other stuff. Oh, help me, Jesus. You might say, Paul, why are you so frustrated? Well, because this mentality, and if you read his entire transcript, I recommend you do. It's a poison. It's a literal poison. A pack of lies. Is America pure? No. We have greed. We have corruption in high places. We have spiritual wickedness. We have abortion over 60 million innocent babies. Yes. We have those who want to create death panels. Yes. We have disrespect for the elderly. Yes. We have atheists that are so angry that you can hardly stand it. Yes. But at the same time, we encourage freedom. Freedom of speech, freedom of religion. You can build a mosque in America. You can't build a Christian church. I can't go set up a church in Pakistan. The Christians there in Pakistan, and I know some pastors, they're under oppression. I can't go to some of these places. You think I can go to Yemen and hold a revival? Yet Muslims can hold their services here. Let's finish his speech. He wraps it up, and you'd have to read it, but he wraps it up by saying this. This is his divine call that he believes from God. Remember, he says he has the DNA. He's a distant ancestor of Muhammad. He believes that he was predestined by Allah to stand in the position that he is now, to say the very words that he says. I'll read it. This movement is certainly on its rightful path, he says, creation, ensuing a promised future for humanity, a future that will be built when humanity initiates to tread the path of the divine prophets and the righteous under the leadership of the Imam, the Mahdi, the ultimate savior of mankind, and the inheritor to all divine messengers and leaders, and to the pure generation of our great prophet, Muhammad. The creation of a supreme and ideal society with the arrival of the perfect human being who is a true and sincere lover of all human beings and is the guaranteed promise of Allah. He will come alongside with Jesus Christ. No! To lead freedom and justice, lovers to eradicate tyranny and discrimination, and to promote knowledge and peace and justice and freedom and love across the world. He will present to every single individual all the beauties of the world, all the good things which bring happiness for humankind. Today, nations have been awakened. With the increase in public awareness, they no longer succumb to oppressions and to discriminations. The world is now witnessing more than ever the widespread awakening in Islamic lands, in Asia, Europe, and America. These movements are ever expanding their spirit every day and influence the pursuit of the realization of justice, freedom, and the creation of a better tomorrow. Our great nation, speaking about Iran, stands ready to join the hands with other nations to march on this beautiful path in harmony and in line with the shared aspirations of mankind. Let us salute love, freedom, justice, and the bright future that awaits humankind. Ahmadinejad of Iran. He basically is saying America is the evil, America is bad, America is horrible, America is what's bringing the world down. It is America that is to blame, and the Mahdi is coming. The Mahdi will bring peace. The Mahdi will bring prosperity. Read it in Thessalonians. He's basically talking about, folks, the Antichrist. The Antichrist. He doesn't know it, but he's literally explaining what the Antichrist says he will do. I'm Paul Begley. That is the portions of the speech of Ahmadinejad.